motherfucker on VR chat in his room, just protesting something. Like, this is gonna be fucking weird.
It's gonna be fucking dope though, dude. You're probably gonna live in a RuneScape themed VR chat type game. Like, I could see you being like a king in that virtual game. This is the CX Army castle.
Yeah.
And you're going to be King Ice Poseidon, just like the prophecy foretold.
Oh, wow.
How imagine that. I just read you your fortune.
That'd be great. But, yeah, I mean, okay. By the time we're 80 fucking years old, what do you think our world's going to look like?
It's going to, that picture where it's like, the world if Bobby Shmurda was released from jail, and it's like all these futuristic cars and like towering buildings.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to look like.
Come on. You think we're really going to advance that quickly?
Fuck yeah. Dude, look at how far we're advancing in 6 months. The start of this year was a completely different world.
How so? What new technologies do we have?
It's not about the technology, bro. Think about where humanity is and how we live now compared to how we lived last year, bro.
I live exactly the same, bro.
You do, because you've been in the Matrix. You're a streamer. Of course you haven't noticed. I don't notice as much either, but I know life has changed dramatically for a lot of people. A lot of us on the internet who spend a lot of time here don't know this, but think about those boomers in Florida, Do you think they spent all day on fucking Twitch and YouTube and RuneScape? Maybe a few of them, but most of them, they go to the bar, they have a couple drinks, they go to the steakhouse, they go on long walks in the park or in the beach or whatever the fuck with the homies. They crack open a cold one by the beach. They get a little too drunk. They drive on the road. They might be, a threat to other pedestrians and drivers on the road. They might have a few DUIs. I don't know. But the point is, dude, their reality is not the internet, is not gaming. And this fucking new world where going outside is like kind of different vibes, where you have to wear a mask everywhere. Certain places are locked down. You're not supposed to meet with a lot of people. It's very paranoid atmosphere. Not saying it's wrong or right. I'm just saying what it is. That creates a different living situation where people live in their houses more so, that people are more reclusive. And that's a big transition for a big swath of humanity.
True. You have a point there. But do you really think we're going to have towering skyscrapers and flying cars and shit by the time we're 80?
I think we'll have something probably way crazier than that I don't even know if I can imagine. Maybe it'd be like hologram, like people, like we're just holograms or something.
The only thing I can really think of is augmented reality is going to be our world. Because honestly, I'm going to buy an augmented reality helmet myself, and I'm going to implement that. I'm going to integrate that into my streaming. And I think that's going to be the next level for my thing that I'm working on to try to, make something like, I don't know, unique or whatever. But I think that's going to be the future as well. So that's why I want to work on it. Augmented reality. By the time we're 80, our whole world, like billboards, not going to be a thing. No one's going to advertise on a billboard anymore. That's barbaric. You're going to have to put on your augmented reality glasses. And
let's go.
Let's, motherfucking the side of buildings. There's flying fucking ferries of advertisements, dude. Like, it's just going to... Have you ever seen, like, bro, there's this one video on YouTube that I watched, and I think this is what it's going to look like when we're 80. I'll put it on screen for, like, a second, dude. If you take a look at the stream.
Take a look in the mirror.
So basically, this guy's like on a bus. If you look on the stream, and it's just augmented reality, just all this shit. He could put his hand up, and Google comes up.
Oh shit, this is dope! Just advertisements everywhere all the time. I'm so ready for this.
And
nice.
He goes to the grocery store, and his fucking cart, dude. He has a shopping list in an augmented reality, and then. Oh, look, there's more shit pop up. You want to try this? Lose weight. Click on me right now. Fucking
fuck? Dude, this sucks. Get me out of this nightmare.
This is going to be our world because now people companies can profit off people by doing absolutely nothing. And, obviously the advertisement will cost $0 fucking in terms of like creating like a billboard. Like click of a button, you know?
I
It
think
gives
you're
them.
kind of right. I think you're right, but I don't even know. I think we're just going to be walking in virtual spaces, though. It's not even going to be a real grocery store. It's going to be like virtual grocery store. It's basically the Matrix.
I don't think that will be when we're 80, though. I think that's like hundreds of years in the future.
No, no, that's sooner than you think, dude. Think about how quickly shit has changed, man. I just told you.
But I don't think we're gonna replace our real world in our lifetime. I think augmented reality is the best is the farthest we're gonna get before we die.
We're already replacing a real world right now, though, Ice. Right now. What do you think 2020 is?
Yeah, you have a point, actually. I mean, we don't really go outside anymore for this whole year. I haven't left my house in forever, dude.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's gonna work as quickly as you think because I'm personally bored and losing my mind sitting in my house all day, and I think other people feel the same.
Yeah, but are they? Well, I think that's why we have a lot of protesters. Actually, I think a lot of them are unemployed, and a lot of them are frustrated with the system, and they have some legitimate reason to be. I'm not saying that they're wrong or anything. I think their methods and motives are sometimes questionable, at least certain elements of them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the protesters are. I mean, imagine you were unemployed. Imagine you didn't have the stream. Imagine you're sitting at home, and your city is like basically on fire, or there's like a lot of protests going on. You would probably be more inclined to join that protest versus now, right? If you were unemployed and just didn't have a stream and everything.
Well, I mean, me personally, I would be too fucking lazy to go out and protest. But yeah, if I wasn't a lazy shit, I'd go out and protest.
Something else. This is kind of an immediate problem.
What?
I haven't looked into this extensively, but I keep hearing that sometime in September, I think, like 23 million evictions are supposed to be taking place unless something stops it. And I mean, can you imagine? Oh, dude, if 23 million fucking Americans are left on the street right now, it's going to be war zone, like for real war zone.
No, I don't think people are going to be left on the street. They're going to fight. Like the landlords are not going to be able to get them out.
Yeah, but that's going to cause chaos and crime and who knows what. That's going to spill over. That's not going to just be. It's not going to end pretty.
So what do you think is going to happen then?
Well, I think you're going to see an extreme rise in protests and public riots and just mobs. If that happens, I need to figure out that date. Like honestly, if that's really, if they don't have a pushback on the moratoriums for these evictions, it's going to be like a third of people who rent are evicted. Pretty crazy.
Nah, there's no. I mean, maybe I have too much faith in our government, but I doubt our government would allow that to be a thing. Like, surely the government doesn't want 23 million homeless fucking people.
Well, I think right now we don't have a solution for it, though, is the point. And it's kind of coming up. So if the government doesn't do anything, yeah, we're kind of fucked.
I mean, I guess we'll see. Damn, I mean, hey, I don't know. That's fucking scary now that you say it, bro. I'm going to stay in my house. I'm not going to leave. Like, fuck that. What the hell?
Yeah.
If a revolution actually ever does happen, anyone who has any significant amount of money needs to hide. They're fucked.
Kind of.
Like, if anyone finds out that you have a lot of money, they're going to come get you. Like, people are not going to be happy if there's a revolution.
Seems like we're headed there.
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to be within our lifetime. Maybe I'm wrong.
Wow.
I think our government would shut it down before letting it happen.
So I think you're right currently. And here's what I think is going to happen, though. I think we're actually kind of both right. It's possible, and I don't want this to be true, and maybe it won't be true. I think the future is unwritten, but one of the paths, let's say, a bad scenario is, let's say I'm right, and that things get worse, more people on the streets, more riots, more protesting, crime goes way up. It just gets to very unstable levels, let's say, okay? At least for like cities and such. I think you're right too, though, that the government is going to have a response, and the response is probably going to be something very authoritarian, very, strict. I don't know how many tyrannical. Like it's going to be extremely. It's going to be bad. I don't know how bad or what form, but it's going to be an extreme response to an extreme response. In other words, and it's going to be very police statey. But that's a possibility.
I personally think the revolution will happen as social media evolves, because obviously if social media evolves even more, the government is going to be more afraid to actually do anything. Great example, Seattle, the fucking mayor let the Chaz thing happen without stepping in because she was afraid and she wanted to get reelected and she didn't want to, piss off people in her city. And that's not good. You obviously need
I disagree with that, actually. That doesn't even make sense.
What do you mean?
If she was focused on getting reelected, wouldn't she want to keep law and order in her city? Why would people vote for her if the city was being destroyed? I think the reason that these mayors didn't do anything, like Seattle and Portland, is because by not doing anything, it forces the federal agents to basically be the ones enforcing law and order, specifically when the protesters are threatening to burn down the federal courthouse, which is federal law enforcement's jurisdiction. So it's actually proving what I'm saying, in that they're bringing in the centralized state to create a more tyrannical situation. And that's out of choice because they have their own police force. But like you mentioned, the mayors were stepping down.
Well, like I said, your point makes sense. What I was trying to say was, obviously law and order wasn't in the mayor's ideology because Seattle's very left city, right? Like very liberal city. Obviously coming in with tear gas and shit is very much against liberal views. So she wants to get reelected, so she's not going to do anything. She'll let the federal government do everything, right? So what I'm saying is, as social media evolves, we're going to elect more government officials as our president and federal officials that will be more like Seattle, like very liberal, not wanting to do anything. And eventually, if they don't do anything for a long time, there's going to be a revolution.
I think you're right. I think that's we're on that path. Would you not agree?
And
currently,
I think we're on that path, but we're not there yet because currently our government, like whether Joe Biden or Donald Trump are elected, either one of them are not going to let a revolution happen, right? But I think maybe 100 years from now, when everything is way more liberal, probably, I think government officials will be more afraid and too afraid to actually do anything. And that's where
my only problem with this is that you're assuming we're going to get to the election in something like the current state. And I'm thinking things are going to get worse. And if that eviction thing is correct, as I've heard it, they could get substantially worse in a very short amount of time. I mean, if there's one thing that this year has taught us, it's that you cannot count on the future necessarily getting better, because things have kind of gotten progressively worse this year, every step of the way.
Well, hopefully it's just this year. I mean, I don't know. I'm saying hopefully it's just this year because obviously it's like election year and stuff, and maybe things are riled up. Hopefully next year when election is like passed, it gets a little better. What do you think?
Well, I guess what I'm saying is I hope we make it to the election and we pass the election.
Oh, you don't even think we'll make it to November?
I think I don't know if we won't make it per se, but I think there could be additional disruptions that we're not seeing right now yet. You don't think so? You don't think things could get worse?
I mean, how much worse could it get? I mean, come
Okay.
on. I don't know.
If 23 million people are evicted across the nation, I feel like that would have a pretty substantial impact.
Well, yeah, but I mean, when is that supposed to be a thing, though?
I heard September. Maybe I should look this up.
Realistically, 23 million people are not going to be evicted at the same time.
Let me look this up so I can find it. Okay. Okay, so this is from CBS, which, whatever. Seems like it's decent in this case. 43 million Americans at risk of eviction. 43 million. What the fuck? As relief programs and moratorium expire, quote, it's a nightmare. Well, that sounds a little bit sensational, but it could be accurate. Let me try to read it for the date.
I don't know. To be honest, if this thing happens where everyone gets evicted, it's probably going to be after elections. I really think the current
or before. If it was before, it would make Trump look even worse.
Yeah, I think Trump will sign a bill or something. They'll be like, no evictions until next year or something like.
I wonder if it's that easy. I don't know how it works. Yeah, maybe he can.
I would assume it's that easy, right?
I think they have to agree on something. I think this is something that the House or whatever has to vote on.
Doesn't the president just have a veto?
Yeah, but there's nothing to veto here. You have to write a bill to extend it. He's not. The president doesn't write the bill.
Oh, okay.
He just enforces it or not enforcing it.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Let me see here.
Well, I mean, if this eviction thing does happen, I definitely don't want to be anywhere near like Detroit, New York, fucking Chicago. None of these places.
Oh, wait, here we go. Additionally, I think this is saying the date. The government-backed mortgage buyers, Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, have prohibited landlords of single-family properties with Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae backed mortgages from evicting tenants until at least August 31st, 2020. I'm not sure if that's the exact date. Let me see. Maybe it will come in waves, possibly. Let's see. I don't think it's the same exact day everywhere, actually. But still, it's like even if this is spread out over the course of like 3 months, let's say, it's still going to be a pretty rapid upheaval of it's going to be more people on the streets, more people protesting or rioting or whatever.
Yes, let robots take over so we no longer slave in.
Oh man, I don't know.
I'm not sure. There's like a list here. I'm not sure if
I miss 2019 where the worst thing we had to worry about was like, I don't know, bad music or something.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. The world has changed so dramatically. It's pretty terrifying in some ways, but to be honest, I also think this might be a little bit far out there. I think we're also on the verge of some sort of spiritual awakening.
Awakening.
Yeah, I think people have hit like almost a rock bottom of meaninglessness and nihilism and giving up. And some people, they stay at the bottom, but a lot of people, they bounce back from the bottom. And with a more like illuminated perspective, because they've seen the worst of things and now they're seeing gives you more range of perspective. And I think a lot of people are going to be going through that. And that's going to be a sort of like spiritual awakening.
I'll get to the donations in a second, y'all. Wait, what kind of spiritual, like not religious, just spiritual?
Yeah, like some people might tie the events of modern day onto revelations of the Bible. There are a lot of parallels, but I'm just speaking in terms of like general existential belief, which is like another way of saying spirituality, the belief in something greater, the belief in some sort of higher power. But I think people are going to be waking up to that more than ever in some ways. I don't know if it's going to be through themselves, or I don't know if it's going to be like a one world religion or something, but people are going to be, I think, waking up in certain ways. I mean, think about this.
I disagree. Maybe in America, but bro, the rest of the world is still highly religious for what they believe in.
Think about this. With this age of information and a lot of it disinformation and all these bad things, right, that we were talking about. On the flip side, there has been more transparency than ever with government, with these high up people who, like Epstein, like people associated with him, like these past presidents who maybe before all this age of information were kind of immune to this kind of thing. They're immune to people finding out their secrets but that's all exposed now. That's all transparent. And that's another thing that I think wakes people up, because they're like, hold on a second. these people, they're shady. There's some shady motherfuckers here, and they're kind of like questioning things a little bit more, whereas they might not have before.
That makes sense. Somebody in the chat says AI will become God and internet will be the new religion.
It's a possibility for sure.
No, I believe that actually. If AI becomes really powerful, I would definitely listen to AI and I would put all my faith into AI, like for sure.
Oof.
If AI could like tell the future based on like algorithms or something, I'll pray to fucking AI, bro.
Oh, that's scary. I don't like that.
That'd be interesting though. What if there was an AI that you could just be like, yo, what does my future look like? And it just told you like exactly what your future is going to be.
I don't think my future is predetermined. But if I follow an AI, it might be, but I don't. I think if you believe in free will, you have free will, and if you don't believe in free will, you act like an NPC.
So I think that future is determined.
Okay, then you're acting like an NPC.
I think that I believe in. Do you believe in the fourth dimension? This is getting deep, but do you believe in the fourth dimension?
Believe in the fourth dimension? I mean, the fourth dimension is time, isn't it?
Yeah, the fourth dimension is time. Do you believe that?
Do I believe in time? I think time exists.
What I'm trying to say is, do you think time is linear?
So no, it's not linear. We just perceive it linearly. But that doesn't also. So here's how I reconcile these two beliefs. Time is not linear, but it's also. I think there's many timelines. I think when people say, "Oh, we're in the bad timeline," there's actually some truth to that. And this is where free will comes in. It's like there's an infinite number of possible futures that exist along a timeline that would be perceived linearly by us. So that is like a predetermined timeline for us, right? But like a train on tracks, you know how sometimes they can change tracks when you turn that knob or whatever, that lever? That's what I think it is like in our plane of existence too, in our lives. Like we're on a track, like right now we might be headed towards total collapse of America, right? But we can also switch tracks at any time and go on the timeline where we get over this, we get through this, and we become the most prosperous, like amazing country, and people start living more in harmony, and who knows what else. But yeah, that's how I think it works. Does that make sense?
So you think there's multiple timelines, and based on what you do, you enter that timeline?
Yeah, exactly.
But what about everyone else? How's everyone on the same timeline?
How is everyone on the same timeline? Because there's infinite versions of whatever your reality is. So there's infinite versions of you, there's infinite versions of everyone else, but they each exist on a different timeline. Does that make sense? That's how I make sense of it.
No, because if I do something that would change the timeline, that's going to change your life as well. What I do changes your life.
Not exactly. Only in the sense that if what you're doing is influencing me, but if it's not influencing me, then not necessarily.
Well, I personally think that I think time is not, or I think time is not linear. Yeah, I think when you're born into this world, everything has already happened, and you're just living through it as a third dimensional being.
I don't believe that. Then what would be the point of life? Just to experience nothingness?
The point of life is to experience your present, experience the feelings, your emotions,
Yeah, but those emotions are not predetermined.
Maybe the emotions aren't predetermined, but where you end up is.
Well, oh, wait, you can't have something that's not predetermined in your predetermined universe. If you're agreeing with me that emotions are not predetermined, then you're agreeing with me that we have free will.
Yeah, I think humans have free will, but I think the universe, it's not fully explainable. I think humans have free will, but the universe will guide you to where you need to go for things to happen. If maybe that's not free will, but I think humans.
Not free will.
Okay, I'll put it this way. I think humans can freely think, but I think the universe guides us.
Then we don't freely think.
Like, okay.
I can
freely be like, oh, Glink, I like him, or I don't like him. I can freely think that. But the universe is going to be like, but tomorrow morning, you're going to go to McDonald's and get a fucking McChicken. You know what I mean?
Okay. But you feeling a certain way about me or about anyone else has a huge influence on your decisions, meaning that your decisions wouldn't be chosen by the universe. They would be chosen by your free thoughts, as you're describing, which means you have free will. I agree with you. I think that's how it works. Like, you only control yourself. You only have free will as far as you have influence and power. But one person can have a lot of influence and power on the world.
Then maybe we don't have free will. Maybe we just think we do.
No, we do, bro. We 100% do.
How do you know?
How do I know? Free will exists because I choose to believe that it does. In my reality, free will exists. In your reality, it won't exist if you don't think it exists. The power of belief is everything. Belief governs your life. Everything you do is based on a belief.
I think the universe wants you to think that, and therefore you don't have free will.
Okay, that's fine. You can think that because in your reality, that's true. But my point is that in my reality, I believe free will exists, and so my reality acts. It kind of plays out in the way that it is real. Does that make sense? Because I'm governed by my beliefs. My beliefs create my reality. So if I believe free will exists, then it exists for me. And if you don't believe it exists, then you're not going to act as much like you believe it exists. But of course, you somewhat do, or else why would you be making decisions ever? Why would you ever be thinking about things? Why would you ever question anything? On some level, intrinsically, you do act as if free will exists, of course. It's not like you just sit there like a robot and expect your arms or limbs to move on their own.
Okay, you have a point.
So you act as if it's true on some level, even though you're convincing yourself logically to say, well, I'm only moving my arms and legs because I was raised to, or I'm only doing this because of that, because of whatever. Fine, you can think that, but you're not like just doing nothing. Your mind is choosing to move in your experience.
So if you thought that life was completely already determined, you would not enjoy life.
If I thought that life was completely already determined, would I not enjoy life? I don't think I would as much, because I would probably think things have less meaning because they're already predetermined.
Or I'll put it this way. You know how masturbation feels good?
Yeah.
Okay. If you think about having sex, you already know how it feels, but you still want to masturbate even though sex feels better because masturbation still feels good. So I think people would still, I don't know, I think people would still enjoy life even if they know it's predetermined because it feels good. Life feels good sometimes.
Yeah. I don't know if I completely follow the masturbation analogy.
What I'm trying to say is, even if you know what's going to happen,
Yeah.
you still are going to go through with it because it will feel good.
Yeah, but then you're living your life just to feel good. That's such a shallow and fucking short-lived thing to chase.
Bro.
That's like a drug addict mentality.
It works, though. I mean, if it works, people do drugs.
Does it? Yeah, and how do they end up? Did they end up happy? People who do hard drugs and are addicted?
Listen, humans are animals, okay? We're mammals.
I don't believe we're animals.
Evolved monkeys. We are not that intense or we're not that interesting, right?
I disagree. I think we're the most interesting beings on the planet.
It feels good. They keep doing it, right? You fucking.
I disagree with your premise. I think we're the most interesting beings on this planet. That's why we're the only ones capable of creating civilization.
Okay, but when you masturbate and you keep doing it because it feels good, right?
Yeah, but you don't have to.
Right, but so what I'm saying is life, even if it's determined, you keep living it because it feels good.
But what happens when it doesn't feel good? Then you just stop living it?
Sometimes when I masturbate, I don't get a nut. That fucking sucks, but I move on to the next day.
Damn, what the fuck? Wait, why don't you don't orgasm?
Sometimes it just doesn't work, but motherfucking ass. So, I mean, sometimes life sucks, but you just get through it, right? It's all like, because think of it like, this is how I think, and this is going to sound really fucking weird, and people are probably going to disagree with me.
Shout out @_case.
I would rather be able to feel depressed than to feel nothing.
Interesting.
Like, okay, if you had the choice of being dead and feeling nothing or being depressed and it sucks, but at least you're able to feel stuff, I think that's, that's a pretty intense feeling. And I think that's very
Wait,
valuable.
hold on. Actually, I'm sorry. I have to interrupt you, but depression is often described as a feeling of emptiness, though. Like it does feel like, I don't want to say it feels like death, but it can be like emptiness, like a vast emptiness. That's how people don't describe depression. Isn't just sadness,
Well,
it's
yeah,
not.
of course. I mean, yeah, depression is very like a bad feeling. Don't get me wrong. But I'm trying to say, when you're dead, there's nothing. It's not even a consciousness. Right?
Yeah, but sometimes nothing is preferable to suffering. Sorry, I'm drinking.
Maybe. I don't know. In my opinion, I mean that's what people want to believe, right? People want to be like, oh, I'd rather be dead than to suffer. But honestly, I think they don't. Like, I don't know. I think being alive is a gift, and I think that
I agree.
And I think that people underestimate being alive, and people would hate to live in nothingness with no consciousness. Everyone would hate that, I think.
I think I would not like it.
So with that said, being depressed is terrible, don't get me wrong, but at least you're able to think and you're alive and you're conscious and shit like that. You know what I mean? Therefore, it feels better than being dead.
That's something we can both agree on.
But it's not as good as masturbation.
Ha.
You feel me?
I feel you, homie. I feel you.
I don't know, fucking some shit like that. Some fucking deep ass shit.
Oh, man. It's funny that we were talking about predeterminism versus free will because, I mean, I'm sure you can agree, it's kind of completely out of the blue that I'm even talking to you right now. I just was on YouTube. I clicked on like YouTube, just my homepage, and I saw you were streaming. I'm like, oh, Ice is streaming. Oh, he's playing RuneScape. And then I hop in and I start typing in her chat, and I notice you're interacting with chat, and I'm like, oh, maybe we could even talk on Discord, even though it's not like I ever talked to you. And now, boom, created my reality. I was like, you know what? I want to talk to Ice.
Maybe we don't talk that much, but didn't you fucking like stay at my house before and like sleep over and stuff?
I've slept. No, the only house I slept over at was Scuffed Steve Jobs' house. I never slept over at your house. Okay, and I wouldn't even call that sleep. That was like 2 hours of torture next to Mexican Andy, who's sitting on a fucking couch. That was horrible.
I don't even remember that. But my point is, bro, we've hung out in person. Like, bro, it's fine. We can talk in the Discord.
No, I know. That's why it wasn't a big deal. That's why I'm like, fuck it. Who cares if he's streaming or whatever? I just want to talk to Ice.
That's so funny, dude. What the fuck?
Bro, do you miss the Vine days? The Vine Street days?
I do miss the days before I got banned on Twitch. Yeah. Those were nice because I had nothing to worry about. And then I was on YouTube and I had to do all crazy shit. But yeah, so I miss those days.
Yeah. I think you have probably the most interesting career history of anyone on Twitch, certainly.
Well, of course, because I was banned on Twitch, therefore I had the opportunity to do a variety of things, whereas people on Twitch really don't have that opportunity.
Definitely. You know what's interesting? If Twitch, I think there's another timeline where Twitch, let's say they didn't ban you. Let's say they rallied behind you. Let's say they're like, you know what? Ice got fucked with on this flight. His viewers were toxic. We support Ice. We want to support him. And we want to make this platform good for him. Imagine if they said that and they took the position of being this more free and open platform while still supporting the streamers instead of because they make Twitch look bad, they have to kick the streamer. Imagine how the website would be now if they did that. That's another timeline possibility.
I think the website would be worse off for sure. What do you mean?
Well, maybe not. Who knows? Who really knows where Twitch would be?
No, come on. Let's be real, bro. I had to get banned, bro. My community was hella toxic. Let's be real.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
and that
is...
shit bleeds into other streams, If they rallied behind me and I didn't get banned, my community would have... I was so big, my community would have went to every other stream on Twitch and we would have took over the whole website and it would have been toxic as fuck.
Gamble at GE.
Bro, I had to get banned. Like, let's be real, for a little bit there. But I think
I would have agreed with you, but
I feel like
I
I
just
have
don't.
everything under control now, though.
No, yeah, you seem to be. Are you happy with where you are? Like,
I am.
what you're
I'm
doing?
pretty happy. I feel like the community I have, it's very nice. They're very chill. You know, I don't have to fucking hurt myself on stream or like fucking go crazy to give content to motherfuckers no more. I could just chill. People like it. You know, I make a living. It's all Gucci.
Yeah,
You know,
that is cool.
People
That's
are
good.
nice. You know, the viewers that you know, motherfucking that I see now, they're not fucking weirdos. They're all like normal ass people. You know what I mean? So it's super nice. Like I was talking earlier on my stream, and I said, yeah, okay, I was making more money back when I had 30K viewers as opposed to like 3K. I mean, we're not right now. Like fucking 900 right now, but that's for obvious reasons. But my point is, I was making more money back in the day, but since I had to do so much crazy content, I spent a lot of money, right? Whereas now I make half the money, but I don't spend it at all. Therefore, it's actually better.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
And I live in Austin, where my expenses doesn't go higher than like $2,500 a month.
You know, I'm curious, how much of your streaming ambition was motivated by money
Nothing.
versus just none of it?
Zero amount, 0%. I lost money in most of my streaming career. I lost money. I did not make money in most of my streaming career. Okay, the only amount of money that I was really able to save was the money that Live Me gave me. Right.
Oh, right.
And that was when I was, you know, because they were paying me $50K a month, right? How do you can't really spend $50K a month? So I had that for a few months, and I was able to save up a fair amount of money, and then everything else that I made on my stream, I could also save up a lot easier at that point. But everything before I got the Live Me money was very hard. I really was breaking even most of the time, and I really didn't gain money for like a good year and a half. I stayed stagnant at the same amount of money for a year and a half.
Damn, Live Me was kind of like your big break financially then. I didn't even realize that.
Live Me gave me the opportunity to actually start saving my money because they paid me so much.
Yeah, you kind of came out on top of that deal for sure, right? I would say.
No, because the contract got cut like 3 months in.
Oh.
Because of many reasons, but.
Well, doesn't that kind of prove what I'm saying though? Like it was such a good deal for you that they had to cut the contract short. That's not like typical of cutting a contract.
Yeah, but I saw it coming, bro. I could have stopped it. But it was like a mutual thing, right? Like they wanted to like change the contract a little bit. And I just didn't want to do it anymore. Like I was intimidated by the viewers. They were very much attacking Live Me, and it was just not a fun sight to see. It was not fun to be a part of. So I just wanted to get out of it.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I think you made a good decision.
You know, like it's just, I don't know, but I was putting like my actual safety at risk from fucking crazy ass viewers that just really did not like me streaming on that site. But I mean, most of my streaming career, I did not make much money. So 0% was motivated by money. 100% was motivated by making people happy.
I think that shows through. I think you were very dedicated to it, even though there's easier pathways to make money. Like you could have just sat there all day, played RuneScape for whatever 1,000 viewers, however many thousand viewers you would have had, and just collected donos, you know. But you actually went. I mean, I think that's what sucks is that you were the one innovator on Twitch, and in many ways, people kind of don't really innovate on Twitch anymore.
No, of course not, because there's no need to. When you can make $70K a month doing absolutely nothing, why would you innovate? Oh, let's innovate like Ice. He made zero money and he got fucking fucked with. But the getting fucked with was really because I cultivated a poor community, but I made zero money, right? Why would you want to innovate when you make no fucking money doing it?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say is that imagine if Twitch rallied behind you, the platform would be, I'm not even saying it would be better, but it would have been much different. And you keep referencing the community. I think at that time, there would definitely be a way to salvage your community. Like, I don't think they were too far gone or like anything like that. I think at that time, 2017, what was that? Like winter 2017 or something?
No, it was April 2017. Yeah.
April 2017.
No, actually, you have a point. I think my community was salvageable back in April. The YouTube part is where they got real like crazy, but
yeah,
obviously, Twitch isn't want like they don't get me wrong. Twitch tried to help me while the community like in early 2017. Twitch and I had a lot of Twitch staff that I would talk to. I had like a partner manager, and we were working together to really work on this, right?
Yeah.
But obviously, when the airplane thing happened, it's obvious some higher up came down and was just like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on?"
Yeah.
So I mean, Twitch really did try to work with me. It just wasn't their decision. Some like obviously a higher up made like an executive decision to ban me at that moment.
Yeah, I understand.
But so yeah, I mean they tried, but yeah, it was salvageable. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so I don't know if the making no money part was just my fault though, right? Because the content that I did was so the reason why I didn't make money was mainly because I didn't have any sponsors, right? Most people that have 30K viewers will get a sponsor to pay for everything.
Yeah.
Therefore,
Many.
therefore they can make fucking money. I think people underestimate the amount of work I actually did. I had multiple employees, and I funded every single bit of content, and I paid fucking for the CX network to be a thing, and I gave money to the fucking streamers on the CX network sometimes for their content. Like I had a whole business going on coming out of my own pocket. That's why I didn't make much money. If I had at least one good sponsor, I would have been able to make some money. But obviously, the community was I couldn't get a sponsor back then. The community was too insane.
Yeah, it was salvageable though. I think we both agree on that. I don't know how, but I think there would be a way for sure.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe, but it doesn't matter. I've worked very hard to get to this point where the community is very nice and normal and not full of fucking insane weirdos.
Yeah, I know. I think you're definitely in a good spot. It's great. How do you like Austin?
I think it's great. Why don't you come to Austin, bro, and live here? Like, why do you live in Vegas, dude?
Just love you. Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it. How's the weather there?
It's like 90 degrees every day.
Kind of sucks that weed isn't legal there. I'm gonna be honest.
It's fine. I can smoke weed in front of a cop, will not get arrested. No ticket, not arrested, nothing.
But they don't have dispensaries. They don't have THC
dispensaries, but right next to my apartment complex, there's a fucking CBD store. You go in, you can sit down at like a table, have CBD edibles. It's like a restaurant, like a CBD edible restaurant.
Nice. That's cool.
So there's those kind of things. But yeah, I mean, you could just buy weed, bro. It's not hard to buy weed from motherfuckers.
I've never bought it not from a dispensary in my life. But anyway,
I mean, you have friends, right?
Yeah, no, I do. I could nowadays. I could, but I've never had a reason to. But anyways,
you could just go to fucking the University of Texas and just be like, "Who's got weed?" And they'll be like, "I do."
Right. Well, the thing is, I don't even know if I want to live in America right now, man. I mean, I want to preserve America, but if shit's popping off, there's only so much I can do as an individual, like to stop that or to change it. And at a certain point, if it's time to jump ship, it's time to jump ship. If there's somewhere better to go, assuming there is.
Where do you think is better than America?
Well, I can think of a lot of places that aren't currently like at the same level of tension. I don't know if that necessarily makes them better, because I do think America is we're the only country with a constitution that ensures our rights as clearly stated and as like impactfully as the Constitution has. That's what in other words, freedom is what makes America great. But that is kind of being taken away ever since 2001. So with the Patriot Act and everything else that followed. And even modern day.
Talk too much. I'm not making any excuses for my past, bro. I mean, I think we can all agree that my community was insane back in the day. All right, sorry, continue.
No, I mean, that's pretty much it. Just like the fact that I think America is like, it does feel like a decline. I mean, I hope it's not, but that's why.
So,
but where would I go? I mean,
yeah,
that's a good question. Canada comes to mind. The only problem with Canada is that I feel like if the U.S., collapses or some shit, it's going to spill over into Canada pretty quickly, I would imagine. Because we're borders with them.
I think they could stop that.
Yeah, do you think Canada's going to stop that? A bunch of like, plus people are going to legally immigrate there too. They're just going to leave America, so Canada's going to get a lot more busy, which is not always bad, but it's just things might spill over there, is what I'm saying. Um, not Mexico for the same reason. You'd think Mexico would be just as destabilized, if not more, than the U.S. if that happens. Pretty much nowhere in this side of the world, unfortunately, that I can think of. Maybe
Japan.
The thing with Japan, though, is it's so expensive and it's kind of crowded in the cities too, and it's also close to China. And if China wants to make a move, I'm not saying Japan can't defend itself, but who knows how that's going to go.
I mean, the whole world is fucked then, to be honest.
Kind of, huh?
Fucking Iceland. I mean,
do they have nukes in Japan though? Maybe they can prevent China from doing anything with nukes. I think they have nukes, right? No, they don't. They don't.
No.
Oh shit, no! Because after World War II, we didn't let Japan have nukes.
Oh, even
nowadays. I'm pretty sure they don't. Maybe people in chat know. I think they don't.
I'm sure if America fell, Japan would get some nukes, bro.
I don't know, man. I think China would be like, nope, no nukes for you. We got our own nukes. I don't know if they do though. Maybe they do.
I think you'd be making a mistake to leave in America, bro, just because of the tensions. Like, come on.
No, I'm not saying I will, but like, if anything, I'm not thinking about moving within the States right now. I'm thinking about that, if anything. Yeah. I mean, where would you move as a second? Where have you've been to Europe? You've been all over Europe, for example. Where would you like to go, if you could?
I would rather live in Japan. I like Japan. If not Japan, if I had to live in Europe, I'd live in Iceland. Iceland is fucking amazing.
Nice. Ooh, Iceland is a good choice.
Iceland is safe. It's cool.
It's
far as fuck from everything. Everyone's nice as fuck. It's cold, but I can get past that. It's not that cold. Alaska was fucking colder than Iceland.
Ooh, but what if you just went a good time of the year and it's normally like freezing most of the time?
Nah, dude. Iceland in the summer is like 70 degrees. It's very nice.
It's probably freezing most of the year, though.
Nah, dude. It's only cold in the winter. It's like the rest of the world, bro. Iceland's not what you think it is, dude. Iceland is the green. Okay, Greenland is the cold fucking place.
Yeah, I know that.
Iceland is nice. Iceland's not it's really not that cold, bro. I think Wisconsin is colder than Iceland.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, Iceland's I think Ireland is a good spot.
I've never been to Ireland, so I don't know.
That's where Vexed is from. Vexed is my homie, dude. You don't know this. Me and Vexed are homies.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he's stupid, but he's so funny. I love Vexed. He's the biggest fan of you too. Like, he always has your shirts and shit.
Yeah. Every time I see him, he's always wearing the CX shirts. It's crazy.
He's a shark boy, dude. He's a shark boy.
What's going on with him? Last thing I heard about Vex, he was in Japan and then Corona happened.
Yeah. That's actually completely right. So I'm not going to give any like personal details away, but I'll just say in general terms, like, yeah, he was in Japan as everything was happening, and I was checking in with him on Discord because we talk. Like, I'd be checking in with him and he'd be like telling me what's going on. He's like staying in this small ass fucking Japanese, apartment or some shit. And like, he has no room. He's got nothing. He has no computer. It's just his phone, okay? And that shitty internet there. Anyways, he's like just going on the tram every day, the subway, to like McDonald's and shit or whatever, and then going back home, I guess. And he has like some friends there, kind of like people that he knows, who are other foreigners in Japan, because he doesn't speak Japanese that well. Like, he speaks a little bit. And anyways, like, as everything's going down with Corona, he's basically explaining to me the situation on the ground there. He's like, nothing's really happening here. Like, nothing's really shutting down. It doesn't seem bad. He was walking around with no mask, nothing. And then people started wearing a lot of masks there eventually. Last I heard, it was pretty much like not an issue there. Like, he was always downplaying it. Like, he was saying like, there's just nothing really bad here.
Is he still in Japan?
No. So what ended up happening is just out of sheer boredom. Like he was literally just bored to death and like depressed. He was like super not feeling good. And he wanted to go back home. He wanted to go back to Ireland where he had his computer, his desktop, and his normal life. So he was in Japan for like a long ass time, like 9 months or something. No, like
Wait,
8 months, 7 months.
Did he live in a fucking capsule for 10 months?
It's a pretty small room, like not a capsule, but like a small hotel room, like that size.
How did he? That's a lot of money, bro. 10 months in a hotel?
I think it was like some shared living area, like not in his room, but like
Bro,
it wasn't a hotel.
That sounds fucking terrible.
Yeah, and he was like super not enjoying it past a certain point.
Bro, that's crazy. I went to Japan. I stayed in a capsule hotel for 1 day, and I fucking hated it. I had to get a hotel.
Yeah.
I had no air conditioning. It was small as fuck. And there was porn on my fucking television. Like, I hated it.
Yeah, I wish I would have gone to Japan before all this. I really wanted to, but I never did.
Have you never been there?
No, man. You act like that's surprising. Like most people haven't been to Japan.
Yeah, I guess you're right, dude. It's amazing. I think it's better than America. I would want to move to Japan forever. I love Japan. It's fucking
It looks
amazing.
nice. But how would you? The language barrier, dude.
I would just learn Japanese. Konnichiwa.
You think you can learn it that easily? It's a hard language.
I think you underestimate your environment. So when I was in Japan for 3 weeks, I actually could communicate with people after the 3rd week, very like decently.
Really?
Like I could be like, "Hi, how are you? Where's this?" Like. So imagine if I lived in Japan for 2 years, I could probably talk to them.
Okay. Maybe.
Like when you
that'd be impressive.
Like think about it. I walk into a restaurant, or you walk into a restaurant and you hear motherfuckers being like speaking Japanese to order something, and you just get it in your head. You hear it all the time, morning, afternoon, every time you go out, you hear the same fucking phrases over and over, and eventually you'll just be like, "Huh," and you'll just say it, and they'll be like, "Oh, okay." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's different than learning it from like an app or like a reading a book or something. Living in Japan, you could learn the fucking language pretty quick, like 2 years maybe.
Dude, I think if you're really that good, you might be like a savant with language.
Nah, you don't get what I'm trying to say, bro. You don't.
I get what you're trying to say. You're going to know the basics of most situations because you're going to be in those situations a lot, and those same phrases are going to be repeated. But that's like barely enough to get by. Like I'm talking, you're not going to be able to even communicate with people effectively. Like if you want to, meet someone or just talk to people, I don't know, interact with people other than yourself.
Right.
And like
you're right. I won't be able to make Japanese friends. I could order food at a restaurant. You're right. But to be honest, most young Japanese people that I spoke to in Japan spoke English.
I don't know about most. Yeah, but maybe to you because you were streaming and shit. No, but I don't know.
I wasn't always streaming. Sometimes, I go talk to motherfuckers, or I go stream at a bar or something. Every single young person spoke English.
Okay. Well, maybe there's.
I swear. I mean, some of them weren't that great, but I swear, bro, I think they teach the young people English in school or something. Like they all spoke fucking English.
That's possible.
Or even worst case scenario, I had a little translator I carry around. I'm talking to the fucking translator. They talk to me through it, and that's how we get by.
Yeah, I guess that could work. Yeah, Japan does seem nice though. It seems really like clean and like just futuristic and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It is. I want to live there. You should consider going there and living there.
If the world ever allows me to, do you think this is? I think this is the new normal. Like, I don't think there's going to be a going back. What do you think?
What do you mean? So traveling or something?
I don't know. Maybe traveling eventually, but I think like this is the start of a new chapter of like just like how after 9/11 airports were never the same.
Yeah, I think airports and people are just going to take germs a little more serious. But we'll be able to travel soon. Iceland is opening up its borders to Americans in like this month.
Oh, really?
That's what I read, and I'm definitely going to go there as long as the tickets aren't $4,000.
Dude, I might want to go at this point.
But hold on, I looked at the plane tickets. They're really expensive for no reason. They're usually
Oh,
like
fuck that.
they're usually like 300 right now. They're like almost 3,000.
Well, because everyone wants to travel. That's probably why. Actually, I just realized there's a
think-
lot of people with the same thought as you. Like, oh, if they're opening up, I'm going.
You think
Like,
that's
I just
what it
thought
is?
that was a good idea.
Huh? Yeah, I guess you have a point there. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, the demand.
And that fucking all the stimulus checks and shit.
Are you still gonna? Would you still drop 3K on it?
I'm not buying a fucking no because I want to buy Kimberly's flight too.
Oh
So
fuck!
I'm not dropping 6K to go fucking fly in coach. Like if I'm dropping 6K, put my ass in first class or business.
Oh,
you
100%.
Fucking
Yeah.
6K for coach. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
I remember I paid 2K to go fucking first class to London one time from LA, which was a steal. I fucking couldn't believe it.
That's pretty low. Isn't that low for first class? Yeah.
Yeah, it's because I went to the airport at the last second. I was like, do you guys have any upgrades? And they're like, oh, we have a seat in first class that's not taken. I'm like, how much is it? They're like, it's only like 500 more than what you paid. I'm like, give it to me.
You know, it's funny how people are willing to spend. Like, you wouldn't normally drop $500 on a night out, let's say, which might take. Let's say you're going for a long night out with your friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to a bar. You might, let's say you're out there for like 8 hours, just crazy fucking night. You would be horrified if you spent $500, but like if the flight is 8 hours, you're totally, not you specifically. I think a lot of people feel like, well, even though it's the same amount of time, it's like, oh, well, I just want to be comfortable on the flight because it's a big deal.
Right.
Whereas a night out is like not a big deal in their head, but
time-wise. I've definitely spent $500 on a night out. Sometimes you get a bottle at a club, you know?
Okay, that's true. Yeah, you probably would. That's fair. I guess I meant like average people, but
what are you trying to say, bro?
Well, like you probably.
I think the average person would be willing to spend $500 on a bottle at a club.
I think maybe like once, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've only done it like once, bro. I'm not doing it every weekend.
Yeah, I'm talking about every weekend. I'm saying like if it was just a night out on an everyday weekend, not like a once in a lifetime bottle in the club.
Oh, well,
I guess the flight is also once in a lifetime though, in a way, right? So I don't know. There's an argument to be made there.
Yeah, I mean, not every. I mean, every weekend I go to McDonald's to get dinner, bro. Like I've spent like $20.
Yeah, true.
What have you been up to, bro, recently?
Just making more videos on YouTube, hanging out with friends on Discord, hanging out with friends in real life, hiking, exercising.
Oh, I saw your parasocial video. Do you really think that the parasocial thing is real?
Oh, 100% it's real, dude. What do you mean? Of course it's real.
Like, I mean, of course it's real, but I mean, like, to what extent? Like, you think there's people out there that really believe a streamer is their friend when the streamer doesn't talk to them?
Well, it's not that they like consciously will say the streamer is my friend straight up, but it's more like in their mind, the streamer occupies the same place that a friend would, even if they don't explicitly say that. Does that make sense? Like,
oh yeah, that makes sense actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they're not going to outright say it necessarily, but some of them will for sure. I think some of them will be like, yeah, I view them as a friend, even though they can be aware that it's kind of weird to view them that way. There was this one guy who, I should have showed this in the video. I wish I did, but I saw it on Twitter. He was graduating high school, and on his cap was pictures of all these streamers he watched, like Tyler One, Greek. You weren't on there, but it would be funny if you were.
He has no taste in entertainment, obviously, but continue.
Asmongold, I think. I don't know, just like Miskiff, like a few like big name streamers he had on his hat or his cap, and that kind of like is a symbol of what I'm saying here.
Like he just wrote their names on his cap?
No, he like printed out pictures of them and like cut them out and put them on his cap. I don't know. Maybe people have seen it in this chat, but it was like a thing on Twitter.
Okay.
So, but anyways, the point is that people definitely view some streamers as friends, 100%. Like, but even if they don't say it out loud, yeah.
I feel you. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I've definitely had some weirdos myself, like not weirdos, but I've had some people myself that are like, they definitely are like kind of strange.
Yeah, I've been around them.
Like,
Met a lot of strange people.
I had this one guy tell me I'm his god, and he wanted me to fuck him.
Oh, geez, that's whoa.
And he wanted to live in my in one of my closets and be like a servant to me.
Rent free.
I told his ass to get the fuck out of my house. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I can't believe Hampton Brandon like wanted you to fuck him like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, one of many, bro.
That's cool though. Man, I had so much fun in this is kind of weird, but in start of 2018, I forgot what exactly was going on stream. It wasn't the RV stream or anything. You were like, I don't know, it was just some sort of beef between you and Hampton Brandon, and you were obviously in LA. And I remember like just talking with my friends every day about. That's actually when I was living in LA temporarily. I was taking a course at the college there, and I was talking to my friends. We'd like look at the memes on the subreddit every day. Like one of them was like the smoke signal Hampton Brandon, like he's banned on everything and he's streaming with smoke signals. There's one where he's like on Game Boy, like the doorbell camera streams, like these kinds of memes.
Or like he's streaming from a calculator or something. Yeah, I fucking know that, dude.
Dude, they might have been toxic, but your community was so funny and clever sometimes.
No, yeah, they were funny. It's just, it was more so like during the mansion is when it got the worst. Obviously, that was when the memes fucked off.
Yeah, that's when shit got serious, right?
Yeah, but that's so funny though. Oh yeah, this person says in my chat, you didn't do any streams about mental illness and used it for content, bro. You can suck my butthole, dude. I literally had mentally ill motherfuckers in my house, and I smoked weed. And I smoked weed with them. This is all off stream, by the way, because I'm a nice person and I like to hang out with my fucking viewers. You feel me?
Did you?
Yeah, dude. The amount
of
you
did smoke weed, but
the amount of fucking weirdos that I hung out with off stream for no content whatsoever was insane. Like I fucking didn't want to hang out with half these people, but I did because they obviously were very connected to me, and I wanted to respect them.
But there's only so much time one person can have in a day,
Yeah, so it's like, so my point is for this person to tell me, oh, you didn't do anything. Like, bro, suck my dick. You don't fucking know half the shit I did.
I will say one thing though, having been around you myself, and I'm not even blaming you for this because it's pretty understandable, especially with all the people around you. But you would often like you were the type of person who was just glued to your phone, glued to your subreddit, like constantly reading, constantly focused on that for a long time, like kind of like zombie mode.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I read the phone all the time because it was there was a lot of things to read. I wanted to be caught up with everything. I didn't want to lose track of the community, But but also, I mean, it's just addicting, bro. Like you know how it is.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
When you got a whole Reddit talking basically all about you, I mean, you have to see what people are saying.
It's too much though. It's too much to handle. Like
it's definitely unhealthy, bro. I definitely I was at a very unhealthy state mentally for sure. Like the Reddit was really like, you know the Truman Show, dude. Like I really felt like Truman, bro. I really like the Reddit was really like Christoph. Like
it was your reality.
Like my reality was Reddit. My reality was these are my parents almost, like these are my people, dude. And I have to see what they're saying and I have to listen, right? And yeah, it was super like I've devalued myself so much, and I really put all my value into everything else. Like I was very unhealthy mentally at that point. Like, it fucked me up for a little bit, bro. Like I really lost touch of who I was as a person. Even before the mansion and all that crazy shit happened, like I really lost touch of like a lot of myself, dude. Like the Reddit basically. Having that Reddit basically convinced me that I was a different person than what I thought I was. Does that make sense? Like my inner thoughts meant nothing. The Reddit was the only validation that I should actually listen to. That's what happened to me.
Yeah, when you
It-
spend that much time on it. I mean, think about not even when you're just looking at the phone. You're also, even when you're not looking at it, when you're lying in bed, you're probably thinking about it sometimes too, right?
yeah, I was thinking about it all the time, bro. I couldn't go my day-to-day life without thinking about, oh, what's Reddit gonna think if what I'm doing right now? Oh, I'm not streaming right now. Is this even happening? You know, it's not real if
Fuck.
it's not on stream. Like I really was in a like
You
life
were in a
was
Truman Show.
life wasn't real to me, bro. At a certain point, life wasn't. The only thing that was real was Reddit and the stream. The internet was the only thing that was
You were in
real.
the Matrix. You were plugged into the Matrix, dude.
It was the closest thing to the Matrix a person nowadays could ever get. I mean,
Yep.
it was like a form of, I don't want to like say like all this like crazy shit that's gonna make that where I'm like being like the Reddit did this, like, no, because it was great. The Reddit was fantastic for for all the memes and stuff. But I'm just explaining my thoughts. The Reddit did, like, it tricked me in a lot of ways, and I really just, it took me a long time to get my sense of self back. Like I really felt soulless, and when I
You kind of seemed that way too. Not to like be offensive, but like you seemed like internally dead. Some of the times I like saw you or like was near you. You just seemed drained, like absolutely drained, exhausted.
yeah, I sacrificed my fucking soul, dude. I didn't have a soul. It took me a long time.
It's a real thing.
Even when I locked that Reddit, bro, when I locked the fucking Reddit, dude, I really felt lost in life. I didn't know what the fuck I would do. I felt lost in my thoughts. I was thinking to myself, right? Who am I? What do I listen to now? What do I do? I didn't know what the fuck to, like, I had no idea what to do. I didn't know who to listen to. And then I realized eventually, after months, I was like, oh, I'm my own person. I can make my own decisions. I can make my own thoughts, and I can think for myself. I don't need other things to think for me and make my own decisions for me.
That's why you should believe in free will.
Yeah, I mean,
You were stuck in this system that was controlling your life. Like you said, you sold your soul. You sold your power to think freely, in a way, is kind of what you're saying. Your mind was in that trap of Reddit. And when you ended Reddit, when you locked it, you kind of had like a rebirth moment or like a death moment, even at first. Sounds like what you're saying.
I did have a rebirth moment, but I feel like even nowadays, and it's been so long, it's been over a year, I still feel a little bit of like the repercussions. Like sometimes I have a little bit of like self-esteem.
PTSD?
Not PTSD. I have like self-esteem issues, and I have like issues with anxiety, and I have issues with like certain things that like are weird as a 25-year-old fucking adult. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't have PTSD because of Reddit. I get a little bit nervous when I go outside because of people actually pulling fucking weapons on me and shit.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that would be traumatizing to me. With the amount that happened to you,
Bro, I got pulled over 2 days ago, or I got pulled over 2 days ago when I was driving back from the beach, and me and Kimberly got pulled over. We were in the middle of fucking nowhere, like in Texas somewhere, side of the highway.
yeah,
This cop, the cop pulls us over. He's walking up to us. I was so like, I'm afraid of like police. I'm afraid of random motherfuckers. Random motherfucker pulls up to me. This is gonna sound crazy, but a couple nights ago, I was also driving down the road. There was another car. It was just me and this one car just on the road by ourselves. I was scared to pass the car because I thought he was gonna like,
oh my god,
like shoot me as I drove by him. I thought he was gonna get pissed off and shoot me. Like sometimes, bro, I do have a little bit of PTSD. Like I really think every single person I meet, that if there's not a billion witnesses around, I think they're all gonna pull guns on me and kill me.
You have paranoia for sure. I don't know if it's PTSD caused, or it sounds like it could be.
Like it's super unrealistic and it's super fucking weird. But like that's why I lived in this apartment now, and it's like a 4-story high apartment away from the fucking street. Because, dude, like when I lived in the house before this the house I lived in before this apartment, bro, I couldn't put my back to the window. It scared me. I thought someone was gonna fucking shoot me through a window.
Jesus Christ, man.
But these are repercussions, right? These are just things that I'm still having to work on and conquer. so, a year and a half after all of that shit.
No, that's that's kind of scarring. It sounds like.
And I mean, obviously the paranoia with people pulling guns at me is obviously from the experience I had in Alaska. It was obviously that exact reason. And yeah, I mean, I'm also like every time my fucking phone rings and I walk somewhere, I hate it. It's fucking frightening.
Oh my God. On a very small level, a very, very small level, I can relate to you in a sort of harmless way, because I would do just, little, very small IRL streams, a few hundred viewers, and I would go to like restaurants and stuff, oftentimes like go out to eat. And a few times I had callers, and none of them were as malicious as the worst ones you had, but like they would just play little pranks on me. And I would get a little bit freaked out for a second when I heard the phone ring, because I knew, it's going to be a caller. And sometimes even up to like a year or two after, like even stopping those streams, when I would hear calls in restaurants, I'd be like, oh, fuck, like thinking it's a caller. So I think that's kind of a little bit similar, right, to what you're saying?
Yeah, like it would just be even off stream, like if I hear a fucking phone call go off, it scares me.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But yeah, I mean the issue with the paranoia issue is not as big as I just made it seem there. Like I'm not afraid of every person I see. I don't think everyone's out to kill me. Just sometimes like I'll go like my whole week with no issue, but like maybe one time a week for like 5 minutes, I'll have like a weird like paranoia delusion, and I'll just be scared as fuck for like 5 minutes, and then I'll just logically get over it. I'll be like, oh wait, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, that is like PTSD. That's weird that it's like disorienting for 5 minutes and it's recurring.
Yeah, it doesn't happen all the time. It's very like sometimes here, sometimes there, but it just randomly it just shows up. It just depends on the situation. If I'm like alone with some random person, but like I said, the issue that I'm dealing with the most is the self-esteem problems, and like having to is every decision I make an egotistical decision, or is this normal? Like, am I allowed to talk good about myself, or is that it having an ego? Like I just don't know. Like I'm still having to work on that. I don't know.
Andy.
Like
Andy.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm so afraid to do it, to like say anything sometimes, because I don't know if like I always want to be humble, but I just don't know if. Even when I'm off stream, like sometimes I just have issues with talking to Kimberly or other people. Like I don't know. I just feel like I might be shamed for what I say,
Huh. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think. That sounds like you have an inner conflict sometimes, and a lot of like you're second guessing yourself.
Yeah. I
right?
just want to make sure I'm coming off how I want to come off. I don't want to come off as something bad,
Right. That could then
it just comes with, years of people telling me how I should feel. That's what it comes down to.
Right. Yeah.
So now that I don't have people telling me how I should feel, I just don't know how to feel sometimes.
Feel for yourself. But I guess you have to figure out how to do that. But that's good. It's good to feel for yourself. I think I know what you mean.
That was good. Yeah, I wish I could talk to Dr. K about this. He seems very knowledgeable about this whole thing, but unfortunately, he's just streams on Twitch.
Yeah, see, that's the problem with the tyrannical.
But I think I could have a very good conversation with him about this kind of shit.
I think so too. Yeah, I will say one thing that I think I want to ask you, because I think you have experience with this, and I'm not necessarily condoning this, but I have had an experience on psilocybin mushrooms, and the way it felt to me in the setting in which I did it, which was a very safe and like controlled and good environment, I felt like I was more connected to the source of emotions, to like the source of feeling. I felt like I felt more intensely, and I was just more emotional and more open. Did you experience that? Did you ever do that?
Feeling more hopeful on mushrooms?
Not hopeful, just more, you feel things more intensely. I felt emotions more. I felt like I was connected to the source of emotions, to put it that way.
I never felt like that. I don't know.
How much did you do?
I'd like a gram.
Okay, it's not that much actually. I did like a gram and a half, which is it's not a huge amount either. But anyways, okay. I was just curious.
Yeah, my emotions aren't as powerful as other people's though. I have issues with like emotional stuff. Like I'm not very emotional.
Yeah,
I've always had that my whole life. That doesn't come from streaming or anything. I've always been kind of like disconnected from my emotions.
yeah. Certain people I think are like that. Just how they are sometimes. But I think there are ways to get better at that too, or like I don't know, work to your strengths at least.
Yeah, I mean, I try. I think I don't know what my strengths would be, like logic or something, thinking logically.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely valuable for a lot of things.
But I don't know. I'm probably gonna end the stream here soon, anyways.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
It's getting really late.
Yeah. Well, hey man, I really enjoyed the discussion. Honestly, this was great. We should talk more sometime. Not on stream even. Like we could just talk whenever.
Yeah, it was fun. I think you should. I mean, if you ever visit Austin, you let me know.
Yeah, for sure, man.
But yeah, we'll talk again, bro. Because this shit's fucking. This was nice.
Yeah. Likewise. All right. Later, dude.
Later, bro. Alrighty, I was gonna, I don't, bro, 98 kudos. Like, bro, I'm doing like a bunch of dog shit ass quests that fucking suck dick to get 100 kudos, and I still only have 98 kudos. Like, that's fucking terrible. So, yo, hearts in the chat for Glinked. You already know, my boy. He's a nice guy. But yeah, I'm gonna go then. It's fucking late. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and yeah, I'm gonna go. I gotta go to sleep soon. So. I'll see y'all later. Thanks for chilling, motherfucking ass. What's up, Xenon Legend, bro? Long time no see. Yo, DM me on Twitter, bro. Where you been? What's going on? Somebody in the chat asked why I have so many dislikes. Hey, I don't know. I think it's obviously because I'm gaming. I gamed today. I don't think people like the gaming content on YouTube, but I don't really care. So fuck it. We'll probably game again at some point. But all right. I will motherfucking see you guys later. So peace out. Love you. Thanks for watching. Thank you all for all the members today, all the donators, all the viewers, everyone. Appreciate it. So thank you all. I'll see you guys later. Road trip, maybe Sunday. I think we're going on a road trip Sunday. I think. Don't quote me. I'm pretty sure it's Sunday. So let's look forward to that. But all right, I'll see y'all later. Peace, y'all. Stay safe.